5 conversations that kill attraction in new relationships. Imagine this, you just started seeing someone new. The chemistry is there, sparks are flying, and you're thinking this might actually be it. But then, boom, one conversation and everything starts to crumble. It's the stuff no one tells you about, those sneaky little conversations that seem innocent but can ruin a new relationship faster than you think. Welcome to the channel. I am Kelley, and thank you so much for joining my channel. Now, if you like the title and the juice I'm about to give you, please smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, as that helps the video, and share this if you find the video beneficial. Let's get into it because you'll want to avoid these landmines. Today we're talking about the conversations that kill attraction, create unnecessary tension, and turn what could have been the one into a never again. If you've seen her pull away for no reason, this might be why. Conversation 1. The too much, too soon conversation. Let me paint you a picture. You're just 2 dates in, things are going great, the vibe is perfect, she's laughing at your jokes, and you're thinking, I can see this going somewhere. But then, out of nowhere, you hit her with the dreaded question, so what are we? Or, even worse, are we exclusive? Guys, if you've ever done this, you probably noticed how quickly the mood shifted. It's like you went from smooth operator to clingy overnight. Listen, women love the thrill of the chase too. They enjoy the mystery, the excitement of not knowing exactly where things are going. By jumping the gun and pushing for commitment too early, you're taking away the excitement. You're essentially saying, let's skip the fun part and get serious right now. Most women aren't ready for that kind of conversation so soon. Think about it. If you're reading a really good book and suddenly someone tells you the ending, are you gonna want to keep reading? Probably not. It's the same thing in a new relationship. When you push for too much too soon, you're spoiling the journey. You see, when you ask, what are we? You're coming from a place of insecurity. You want reassurance that she's just as into you as you are into her. But by asking too soon, you're signaling that you're not confident in where things are going. And nothing kills attraction faster than insecurity. Instead of forcing the commitment talk too early, here's what you should do. Focus on making every interaction count. Have fun, be present, and let her naturally come to the conclusion that she wants to be with you. When you're confident in letting things unfold, she'll sense that, and trust me, she'll be the one bringing up exclusivity first. Remember, women want to feel like they're choosing to be with you, not being pressured into it. The more you start forcing labels, the more you're putting her in a corner, a tight one. And when she feels cornered, what's her instinct? To get out. Conversation 2. The overshare, guys. I get it. When you feel a connection, you want to build on it. But here's the thing. Oversharing too soon will kill the vibe faster than you realize. Why? Because when you unload your entire life story on her in the beginning, you're not creating a connection. You're creating emotional weight. Let's be honest, no one wants to carry that kind of weight in the first few dates. Here's what happens when you overshare. Instead of her thinking, wow, this guy is open and deep, she's thinking, why is he telling me all this already? And what else has he got to unload? It sends a red flag that maybe, just maybe, you're not emotionally stable yet. That's not what you want to project, especially when you're getting to know each other. Women are like detectives, trust me. They want to discover who you are bit by bit, like peeling back layers of an onion. When you overshare, you're basically dumping the whole onion on the table and saying, here, deal with this. Let's face it, she's not ready for that. It's too much, too soon, and it kills that mystery. Mystery is sexy, so keep it a bit mysterious. Keep her curious, keep her wondering, keep her engaged. When you reveal everything right away, you leave nothing to the imagination. And I know you might think, well, I'm just being honest, but oversharing isn't about honesty, it's about timing. Instead of talking about your past relationships, focus on light, fun conversations that let her enjoy the moment. Ask her questions to get to know her and let her get to know you without giving away all your cards. You can talk about your deeper experiences later when she's earned it. Here's a simple rule. On the first few dates, keep the conversation light, playful, and positive. Share your interests, your hobbies, and talk about things that excite you, not things that weigh you down. Relationships are like a dance, okay? You lead, she follows. But you don't rush through the steps, because you don't want to overwhelm her with the whole dance routine when she's just learning the rhythm. Conversation 3, the comparison trap. Guys, I get it. Sometimes you're on a date and you're trying to make conversation, so you casually mention your ex or compare the new woman to someone you've been with before. Let me tell you, this is a surefire way of destroying your chances with this new person. Why? Because the moment you start comparing her to your ex, you're digging yourself into a deep, deep hole. Remember, women like to feel special. She wants to feel like she's the only one in your world right now, not just another player in the lineup. The moment you start saying things like, my ex used to cook this, my ex used to do that, or you remind me of this girl I used to date, you're subtly telling her that she's not unique. And trust me, no one wants to be compared to another woman. Here's what happens when you bring up another woman. She starts questioning everything. Is he still into his ex? Is he comparing me to her? Am I just a rebound? And guess what? Once those thoughts creep in, it's hard to come back from that. When you compare her to someone else, you're basically telling her, hey, I've been here before and I'm measuring you against that experience. It immediately puts her on edge, and suddenly she's thinking, am I good enough? Am I just like his ex? What's the point of even trying if I'm just gonna be compared to her? The worst part, she'll never voice these thoughts out loud, but she's definitely thinking them. Instead, keep the focus on her. Talk about what you like about her, the things you're enjoying in the moment, and keep your past relationships exactly where they belong, in the past. If she asks about your ex, sure, you can give a brief, non-dramatic answer, but don't linger on it. She doesn't want to hear the details. Trust me, the less you say about your past relationships, the better. What she really wants to know is that she's the one you're excited about right now. And if you're tempted to drop a comparison because you think it might make her feel better, like saying, you're so much better than my ex, don't do it. Any mention of your ex still makes her think about another woman. Even if the comparison is in her favor, it will create that weird vibe. Conversation 4, the future talk. Pictures for this, you've been on a couple of amazing dates, you're vibing, and suddenly you start imagining what life would look like with her. You start talking about the future. Maybe you casually mention where you'd love to travel together, what kind of house you want to live in, or how many kids you're going to have. This is where it gets tricky. It's way too soon. Before you know it, her excitement starts to cool off. Why? Because you jumped into future talk before she even decided if she wants to be with you in the present. This reminds me of a specific guy from my past. We went on our first date, and oh my god, was that heavy. He told me about how he wanted to marry me, how many kids we were going to have, and where I'd fit into his business when we got married. Not once did he ask me how I felt or whether I thought he was even marriage material. Hey, I barely knew him. Prior to that, I had just met him for the first time in my office. He was, for some reason, completely smitten. He asked me out on a date and I thought, okay, cool, let's go. Let's see what this is about. And then he dumped everything on me. To make it worse, he insisted on driving me home. Guys, he followed me with his car all the way to my house, right to the door, before he left. In his mind, I'm sure he thought he was being gentlemanly, but trust me, when a woman just meets you, the last thing she wants is for you to know where she lives, especially if she's not sure about you. As far as I was concerned, it felt like a stranger following me home. It didn't make me feel safe, it made me uncomfortable. Take this from me, talking about the future too soon will send her running for the hills. Why? Because you're putting her in a position where she has to imagine things getting serious before she's even sure she likes you. Women need time to feel a connection before they start picturing a future with you. If you're bringing up things like our kids or where we will live before you even have a chance to see where things are going, you're not giving the relationship a chance. Don't get me wrong, women love imagining the future, but only when they feel emotionally secure. When you bring it up too early, it feels like you're skipping all the fun parts of dating and heading straight into serious territory. Trust me, that's not where she wants to be, at least not on date 1. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. I want her to know I'm serious. Isn't talking about the future a good thing? It is, but it's all about timing. When you bring it up too soon, it makes her feel pressured. It's overwhelming. It'll make her feel like you're already thinking about long-term commitment before she's even sure about you. Instead of drawing her closer, it will push her away. Take it from me. I never wanted to see that guy again after that date. The key to avoiding this trap is simple. Focus on the now. When you're together, make sure you're enjoying the present moment. Keep the conversation light and fun. Build that emotional connection first. Let her start to wonder about a future with you on her own. When a woman feels safe, comfortable, and genuinely enjoys being with you, she'll naturally start imagining those things. That's when future talk becomes exciting and not forced. So focus on the now, compliment her, make her laugh, be present, keep things easygoing. Conversation 5, the insecurity talk. You know what I'm talking about. Those moments where you're hanging out, things are going great, and then suddenly you ask something like, "Do you really like me?" Or even worse, "Are you sure you're not seeing anyone else?" Guys, listen up. Nothing sends a woman running faster than insecurity. I get it. You're into her and you want her to know where you stand, but the problem is, when you're constantly seeking reassurance or fishing for compliments, it shows that you don't have confidence in yourself or the connection you're building. Women are attracted to confidence, not neediness. The second you start questioning whether she's into you, you're sending her a message that you're not sure of your own worth, and that is a turnoff. Think about it. If you're asking her, "Do you like me?" you're making her feel like it's her responsibility to reassure you. You're putting emotional weight on her to make you feel good about yourself, and that's not what she signed up for. When a woman spends time with you, she wants to feel relaxed, secure, and excited, not like she has to constantly stroke your ego. Women want a man who's secure in who he is, someone who doesn't need constant validation. If she's spending time with you, she's already interested, so don't ask her if she likes you every time you hang out. In fact, the more confident and secure you are in yourself, the more she's going to be drawn to you. Confidence is like a magnet. It pulls her in without you having to say a word. So, what should you do instead? Easy. Trust the vibe. Focus on building an authentic connection. Let her see that you're confident in who you are. When you're confident, you don't need to ask if she likes you. You can feel it. You don't need constant reassurance because you know you're worth being with. And that is attractive. The best part, when you stop worrying about whether she's talking to other guys or if she's into you, you give her the space to fall for you naturally, without any pressure. And here's one more thing. If she's spending time with you, she likes you. So don't overthink it. Trust in your own value, trust in the connection, and watch how she responds. Insecurity is like a leaky boat. If you let it, it will sink what could have been an amazing relationship. So patch up that boat and sail confidently toward the future. You've got this.